The Lost Treasures of the Amusement Park. In a small town lived a boy named Peter. Peter was 7 years old and full of energy and ideas. He loved running, jumping, and playing with his peers. But often, when things didn't go his way, he would start using offensive words. His parents and teachers repeatedly tried to explain to him that this wasn't good behavior. But Peter couldn't find another way to deal with difficult situations. One day, while walking through the amusement park, Peter found an old damaged map. The map looked very old and mysterious. Peter noticed that it led to hidden treasures somewhere in the park. His heart started beating faster with excitement. "This will be an amazing adventure," he thought, and immediately decided to embark on the search. Spark and struggle. Peter headed towards the first point marked on the map. On the way, he met a group of children playing on the playground. He approached them and showed them his map. "Hey, look what I found," he said proudly. "It's a map leading to hidden treasures. Do you want to help me find them?" The children looked at the map with curiosity, but one of them, a boy named Jacob, began to laugh. "It's just an old piece of paper," said Jacob. "Treasures in the park? Who would believe that?" Peter felt anger rising within him. He was about to say something offensive, but at the last moment he held back. Instead, he took a deep breath and said, "Maybe you're right, but I'll try anyway. Who knows, maybe we'll find something amazing." A few children, intrigued, decided to join Peter. Among them was Maggie, who was always calm and helpful, and Tom, who loved adventures. The group of children followed Peter towards the first point on the map. It was an old, abandoned amusement park at the edge of the park. When they arrived, they saw that the entrance was locked with a padlock. "How do we get in there?" asked Maggie. Peter thought for a moment, and then noticed a small hole in the fence. "We can go through here," he said, and began to squeeze through the hole. Once everyone was on the other side, they saw an old carousel and a Ferris wheel. In the middle of the square stood a large chest. Peter ran up to it and tried to open it, but it was locked. "We need a key," he said. "Let's look around. Maybe it's somewhere here." The children began to search the area. Jacob, who had laughed at the map earlier, found a small key under one of the carousel seats. "I found the key," he shouted proudly. Peter ran up to him and smiled. "Great job, Jacob," he said. Jacob felt appreciated and smiled broadly. Together they opened the chest and found another piece of the map and some old coins. With the new piece of the map, the children set off again. This time the map led them to an old, overgrown alley in the park. Along the way, they encountered various obstacles. They had to jump over a stream, climb a tree, and even solve a riddle they found on an old stone. During one of these obstacles, Tom accidentally stepped on Maggie's foot. "Ouch!" Maggie cried. "Watch out!" Tom began to apologize, but Peter noticed that Maggie was really upset. He thought it was a good moment to show how to resolve a conflict without offending others. "Maggie, I know that hurt, but Tom didn't do it on purpose," Peter said calmly. "Maybe we can try to find a way together so it doesn't happen again." Maggie looked at Tom, who seemed very remorseful. "All right," she finally said. "Just be more careful, okay?" Tom nodded and promised to be more careful. The children moved on, and Peter felt he had learned something important. You can resolve conflicts without offending others. Finally, the children reached the last point on the map. It was an old, overgrown fountain in the heart of the park. The water in the fountain was dirty and full of leaves, but at the bottom something shiny was visible. "That must be the treasure," Peter exclaimed. The children started pulling leaves and dirt out of the fountain until they finally saw a large golden chest. Peter and Jacob together opened the chest and saw it filled with gold coins, jewels, and old toys. "We did it!" Peter shouted. "We found the treasure!" The children began to cheer and celebrate. Peter felt that this adventure had taught him something very important, that it's worth cooperating and resolving conflicts in a calm and friendly way. When the children returned to their homes, they told their parents about their amazing adventure and how they found the treasure together. The parents were proud of Peter for managing to stay calm and cooperate with others, even in difficult situations. Peter understood that the real treasure wasn't the gold coins or jewels, but friendship and the ability to handle difficult situations without offending others. From that day on, Peter always tried to remember that you can resolve conflicts in a calm and friendly way. And so Peter, a boy full of energy, learned that the true treasure is the ability to deal with difficult situations and cooperate with others. The amusement park, though full of mysterious treasures, became a place where he discovered something much more valuable, the worth of friendship and peace. Remember that, like Peter, you can find a way to handle difficult situations in a calm and friendly manner. Cooperation and understanding others are true treasures worth nurturing